What adorable nickname your family gave you did you later realize had a completely different meaning. My family called me Sunshine for as long as I can remember. Everyone thought it was the sweetest thing. Relatives would coo about how I was the family's little ray of sunshine, always bringing joy and light to everyone around me. I loved that nickname growing up. It made me feel special and loved. When I was upset, my mom would say, "Come here, Sunshine," and I'd feel instantly better. When I accomplished something, my dad would beam and say, "That's my Sunshine." It felt like the perfect nickname for a happy, cheerful kid. I carried that nickname with pride through elementary school, middle school, and even into high school. Teachers would hear my family call me Sunshine and comment on how lovely it was. Friends thought it was adorable. I introduced myself as Sunshine to new people sometimes because I loved it so much. When I was 16, I was helping my mom organize old family photos for my grandmother's birthday party. We were going through boxes of pictures, laughing at old memories, when I found a photo that confused me. It was me as a baby, probably around 6 months old, but I looked really strange. My skin had this weird yellowish tint to it, and my eyes looked almost golden instead of their normal blue. I asked my mom about it, and she got this uncomfortable look on her face. "Oh, that's when you had jaundice as a baby," she said quietly. "You were so yellow, we started calling you Sunshine." I stared at the photo, trying to process what she just said. "Wait, what? You called me Sunshine because I was sick?" My mom tried to backtrack, saying it was just a silly coincidence, but I could see the truth in her eyes. My beloved nickname wasn't about being a ray of light or bringing joy. It was about having yellow skin from a medical condition. I felt like my entire identity had been built on a lie. Every time someone called me Sunshine, every time I felt proud of that nickname, it was actually a reminder of when I was sick as a baby. The name that made me feel special was really just my family making fun of a health problem I'd had. That night, I couldn't sleep. I kept thinking about all the times I'd introduced myself as Sunshine, all the times I'd corrected people who called me by my real name, all the times I felt so proud of being the family's little ray of sunshine. It was all based on something completely different than what I thought. The next morning, I confronted my parents about it. My dad tried to laugh it off, saying it didn't matter how the nickname started. What mattered was what it meant now. But I couldn't let it go. "You've been calling me by a name that reminds you of when I was sick and you never told me?" My mom got defensive. "It's not like that, honey. Yes, it started because of the jaundice, but it became about your personality. You were always such a happy baby, even when you were sick." The name just fit. But I could hear the uncertainty in her voice. She was trying to convince herself as much as me. I started paying attention to how my family used the nickname after that. I noticed that when I was being difficult or moody, they'd say things like, "Where's our sunshine today?" or "You're not acting very sunny." It wasn't celebrating who I was. It was reminding me to be the happy, easygoing person they wanted me to be. The worst part was realizing that I'd shaped my entire personality around living up to that nickname. I trained myself to always be cheerful, to always look on the bright side, to never be negative or complain. I'd become the perpetually happy person my family expected their sunshine to be, even when I didn't feel that way inside. At 17, I told my family I wanted to be called by my real name from now on. They acted like I was being ridiculous and overdramatic. "It's just a nickname," like my aunt said. "You've always been our sunshine." But I stood firm. I wasn't going to answer to a name that was based on a medical condition and used to control my behavior. It took months for them to adjust. Some relatives never stopped calling me Sunshine, claiming they forgot or that it was too hard to change. But I stopped responding when they used it. I'd just stand there until they used my real name, no matter how awkward it made things. The hardest part was learning who I really was without the pressure to be sunny all the time. I discovered that I had opinions I'd never expressed, feelings I'd never acknowledged, and parts of my personality I'd suppressed to fit the sunshine image. I was allowed to be sad, angry, frustrated, or just quiet sometimes without failing to live up to some impossible standard. Now, at 25, I look back on the sunshine years with mixed feelings. Part of me is grateful that my family saw me as a bright, happy presence in their lives. But I'm also sad that I spent so many years not knowing the truth about my own nickname and not knowing that it was okay to be something other than perpetually cheerful. I've learned that the most meaningful names are the ones that celebrate who you really are, not who someone else wants you to be. And sometimes the most loving thing you can do is let someone be their authentic self, even if it's not as sunny as you'd like them to be. My family still sometimes slips and calls me Sunshine, but now I correct them immediately. Not because I hate the name, but because I've learned that I'm more than just one dimension of personality. I can be sunshine when I want to be, but I can also be storm clouds, gentle rain, or clear skies. I'm a whole person, not just a nickname based on a medical condition I had as a baby.